I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who fished with us this last season. This past year, we fished some old spots and also explored some new. We worked hard to catch the small fish and even harder to catch the big ones. While this season had some lows, it was also filled with new highs. This brought us closer together and our friendships grew stronger. While some say we're crazy, and only a few will understand, no, we're not professionals. We just love to share our passion for the outdoors. Every foggy sunrise pushes us to get up earlier, and every sunset helps us stay out longer. No words can describe our excitement. These short videos and pictures are the best we can do. So take a few minutes and just watch some of the moments we have captured. And maybe one day you too will understand our passion for the outdoors. As we neared the end of June, we planned our first big trip of the year. We made our annual trek to Lac Seul in Ontario, where we fished mainly for pike and walleye. Again this year we managed to catch pike over 40 inches and also had some good numbers in the 3-foot mark. We also had no problems catching walleyes for dinner every night. And with the long boat rides winding through Lac Seul, you'll see wildlife you just don't usually get to see. Miles of shoreline, beautiful clouds, and great sunsets. Now, as we neared the heart of summer, we spent time in Vilas County, giving the Wisconsin muskies a chase for their money. We had a handful of nice fish again. I was able to catch this one on a Psycho Sister from Big Mama, and Justin was able to catch this one on a bucktail late on a Sunday night, while Eddie caught this one in the middle of August on a homemade bucktail. Also, check out this muskie I caught in the middle of July. I was able to get out of work a little bit early on a Friday night and burn the truck and boat up to Vilas County for a few hours of fishing before dark. There are a few key things to watch for in this clip. One of them would be the pause while reeling in this double 10 bucktail. You can see right as I pause, the fish hit. It's always important to vary your lure speeds and change the presentation of your bait while fishing for muskies or any species. Some of these fish see a lot of baits, and the little changes in presentation can make a big difference. For example, the area where I caught this fish just had a boat with 3 musky anglers pass over it. There are several things you can try, from speeding up your bait to slowing it down, or pausing it, or even jerking it while you reel it in. Alright, that's enough for Wisconsin fishing. This year we decided to take a trip up to Lake of the Woods. We stayed at Miley's place. Justin has a great resort, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to do some serious fishing. Take a look at a few of the pictures we captured while we stayed at Justin's resort. But be careful. If you go to Lake of the Woods fishing, you'll have an experience like no other. This lake sells itself, and I guarantee you'll be back for more. For our first trip in September, it was myself, Andy, and the Fuzz. On this trip we decided to do some serious fishing, and the passion really came out. We started the trip with this near 50-incher by the Fuzz within the first 2 hours of fishing on a topwater. He caught this one before we even had the cameras running, but we still managed to get some pictures before we let her go. After the Fuzz caught this monster, he caught fire, nailing several more on his famous yellow topwater. Fish after fish on the same bait. While we all struggled, the Fuzz kept bringing them in. But it wasn't long before Andy jumped into the action too. You can see Drew here raiding the rocky depths of Lake of the Woods to snag this Slavosaurus while fishing in the back of the boat. Check it out. Andy also managed to catch a couple more nice fish, both on homemade bucktails and also on some deep diving cranks. Lake of the Woods fish love the rocky structure and the windswept points. Whether it's slick rock or rubble rock, the fish are there. You just gotta pull them out. But not all the fish came easy. I had to fight for days before landing this one. Hundreds of casts, tons of baits, before I tied on this bucktail with 4 skirts, 13 size blades that was custom made by us before we left for the trip. Sometimes if you want to catch big fish, you gotta use big baits. While we fished hard, all good things must come to an end, and that last trip back to the dock wasn't easy. But it was only a matter of time before we would be back to the Lake of the Woods in the back of the boat. Before we would head back up to the Lake of the Woods, we had a little time to fish by this county where Mindy caught this nice tiger muskie. She caught this beautiful fall tiger muskie on a sucker on a day trip. As the snow started to fly, we headed back up to Lake of the Woods for one more trip at Miley's place. It was cold, and fall fishing isn't for everyone, but if you can bear the conditions, you'll catch some fish like these. While it was just myself and the fuzz on this trip, we still managed to put some nice fish in the boat. And it was a good way to put a close on the season on one of the best bodies of water, Lake of the Woods. Again, thank you to everyone who fished with us this last season.